Now, ladies and gentlemen, before the really important speakers are going to address you, our keynote speakers, the alumni, the student representatives, let me expand my thanks also to a couple of other people. First of all, my first thank is owed to the keynote speaker today, Birgit Bohle, who is an alumna of our school, WHU Otto Beisheim School of Management. She absolved not only the diploma program of the school, but also the double diploma program, and received a degree not only from WHU, but also from Austin, Texas. Then she joined McKinsey, and after that Deutsche Bahn, before she joined in January 2019 Deutsche Telekom as Chief Human Resources Officer and at the same time as Chief Compliance Officer at Telekom. And I would like to express my most sincere thanks to Birgit, not only because you accepted our invitation to be this keynote speaker, not only because this year that requires a lot of more flexibility than in usual years, because yesterday we decided that you also would have to address the audience digitally rather than in person. This year this requires a lot of flexibility then, and very much more than usually. But I would like to express my thanks also because, Birgit, you are a part of the Dean's Advisory Board of that school. And never have I been happier than this year to be able to rely on the advice of you and the other people in the Dean's Advisory Board. And I'm absolutely sure that you are a very good friend of your school, of our school, WHU Otto Beisheim School of Management. Birgit, I'm absolutely sure that everybody is excited to see what you are going to have to say in your speech. But let me thank you for being here and being so supportive over the last couple of months and always.
Dear graduates, dear families and friends, actually we were supposed to celebrate together in Fallenda today. And I've really been looking forward to come to good old Faller again. And I'm sure you were all even more keen to finally see each other again. But your graduation comes as the world is turned upside down by this pandemic, and special situations require special solutions. So it's a pleasure and a special honor to speak today for your graduation. I owe WHU the basis for my career and, even more important, my family, because I met my husband Stefan here. Speaking to you today was a strange feeling in preparing, because I felt young and old at the same time. Young because I have so many vivid memories of my time at WHU, and it feels like yesterday having a party in the Gewölbekeller. Old because when I graduated in September '98, some of you were just born. So first of all, congratulations for your degree. You should be very proud of yourself. A graduation is a big achievement under any circumstances. Yours comes in exceptional times. And none of this anyone could have imagined when you started with your degree or even 9 months ago. You had to finish your classes online. You couldn't party and celebrate with your classmates. Maybe you planned to go on a big trip after graduation like I did. Maybe you had to abandon your job plans. And now we are having an online graduation ceremony. But even if we cannot gather in person today, this doesn't diminish what you've achieved during your journey at WHU over the last years. Quite to the contrary. Today marks the end of a journey and is a big reason to celebrate. A graduation doesn't celebrate just this achievement in time, it's the combination of all your single steps of this journey. Beginning at your first day at WHU until today, you learned, you achieved, you've overcome challenges, you've grown. I'm sure you have made friends along the way, and you have many moments that you remember. When Markus Rudolph asked me to give this speech to you, he wanted me to give you some career advice. This is, of course, a difficult task, because I don't know you. And for proper career advice, I would know you in person, with your individual passions, your strengths, your dreams, your vulnerabilities. But I'm happy to share two things with you. What was important for me in pursuing my career, and what am I looking for today in potential leaders? Let's start with my career. 3 types of pivotal moments were critical in my career. 1, moments of saying no. 2, moments of learning. And 3, moments of passion and purpose. When I'm looking at a CV, it tells me just half of the truth. It tells me about the things you did, about the route you took, but it doesn't tell me the things you didn't do. For me, the more important moments in my career were these kinds of moments. The moments when I said no, when I decided against a great career opportunity. Because especially these moments freed up my thinking. They gave me courage. And in the sequence, they opened doors for new, for better opportunities. Let me share some personal examples with you. After I graduated from WHU, I joined Bertelsmann with one clear goal. I wanted to become the assistant of the CEO of Bertelsmann. 9 months after I joined Bertelsmann, the opportunity did indeed come up, and they offered me the position. But for some reason, I had a bad gut feeling, and I followed my gut feeling. Even if I knew this would be a great career opportunity, and against any advice, I decided over the weekend to say no, and I left the company. And I remember several more major moments of saying no in my career. So I quit McKinsey 1 week prior to principal election, and I declined to become a board member of a big company. They all had one in common. They were opportunities and, by conventional wisdom, great hierarchical moves. And of course, most people advised me to take them. So saying no instead required courage, and it implied a change of course and, in my case, for the better. So my advice to you, have the courage to say no. Don't just jump on opportunities. Follow your passion and your intuition instead. Do it your way. Let me come to the moments of learning. Looking back to my career, I remember phases of strong learning. They all had one in common. They have been painful moments, and I was pushed far outside of my comfort zone. My time at Deutsche Bahn provided me with a rich set of opportunities to learn in this way. I was 34 years old when I became managing director of the sales division of Deutsche Bahn. This is now 13 years back. I was responsible for the travel centers and also for online sales. I decided to push hard on the rising trend of online. And in consequence, we decided and communicated a severe headcount reduction for the travel centers. The result? Strikes and employee motivation and morale at a one-time low. I decided to travel through the travel centers and to speak to the people in groups of 30 to 50. Those were hard meetings, I tell you. I didn't have good answers to their questions. I didn't talk their language. And in the beginning, people were outright hostile. I will never forget one woman. She said, "I love my job, and I love it despite of you." I learned a lot from this experience. I learned to truly appreciate the people and their work. And many of them really loved the work in customer service. I learned to speak their language. And I stopped consultancy buzzwords bingo like omni-channel. But I talked instead about things they all experienced. For example, at the end of the workday, the cash is getting less and less. I learned that employees are not interested in big numbers, but want to understand what the change means for them personally. Do I still have a job here tomorrow? In the same city or elsewhere? And over the weeks and months of these painful discussions, the people learned that I was really listening and that what they said mattered. I never stopped going out there again, and I earned a lot of respect for that. This is just one example, and my advice to you, get out of your comfort zone. Go where it hurts. This is where you will learn. Let me come to the third point, my moments of passion and purpose. And maybe you ask yourself, how can you possibly end up working 10 years for Deutsche Bahn and now for Deutsche Telekom? My answer is simple. I want to make a difference to society. I want to make a difference to the lives of people, to the lives of many people. During my early days as CEO of long-distance operations, so responsibility for the ICEs, I received a letter from a customer. He talked about all the delays and the problems with my trains. And he finished by saying that because of that, he could not read 1,530 pages of good night stories to his kids. This really touched me, and I read the letter to all executives. It became clear to me, for us as a company, it's not about reaching abstract KPIs. It is about making a difference in people's lives. It's about the father being able to read a good night story, about the businesswoman reaching her important meeting relaxed, and about the family being excited going on vacation. At Deutsche Telekom, our new company purpose is, we won't stop until everyone is connected. During Corona, my responsibility as CHRO was the pandemic protection, to take care of our people so that the technicians could continue to go out to the customers and do their jobs, e.g. repair a broken connection and with that help to connect people. In the times of lockdown and physical distancing, connecting people digitally was more important than ever. What we do keeps our countries going. We extend the possibilities of people living their lives together. And this makes me proud. So, the story of my professional life is simple. It's about connecting people. At Deutsche Bahn physically, or now at Deutsche Telekom virtually. Making a difference to the life of people, this is my passion and the purpose of my work. My advice to you, go where your passion is and search for the purpose you see in your work. Let me now come to the second part. What am I looking for today? What am I looking for today in potential leaders? I get asked that a lot. What I'm looking for in potential leaders is the 4 A's: achievements, ability, attitude, and ambition. Let me briefly explain them to you. Achievements. You've just graduated from one of the leading business schools. With that, you have an excellent academic education and you have already a lot you can be proud of. In your professional life, you will start new or you will start a new phase. You still need to earn success. Keep up your great work. Bring yourself in. Push things forward and show outstanding achievements. In short, get things done. Ability. You have learned a lot, and I know that you're eager to put your knowledge into practice. Do so. Try yourself out. And be aware, 50% of the things you have learned till today will be irrelevant already in 5 years. So, most important, stay curious and grow. Never stop learning. Develop your skills, learn something new, and take the jobs outside of your comfort zone. Your ability to expand your mind and skills will be critical to your success. All it takes from your side is attitude and commitment, and a willingness to leave your own comfort zone. So again, in short, stay curious and grow. Attitude. Be enthusiastic about your work. Show emotional commitment and dedication, but also be humble. Be humble. Don't take yourself too important. Respect the years of experience of others and listen. you still have a lot to learn. Show empathy for others and never ever stop reflecting yourself. And remember one of the most relevant sentences of every leader: I got it wrong. Ambition. It all starts and ends with your personal hunger to grow, to make an impact, to drive change, and always strive for the best. Take the tasks and responsibilities that challenge you and the ones that scare you a bit. These are the tasks you are growing from. In short, stay hungry. This graduation is probably one of the most important milestones in your life so far. It marks the end of a journey, and with every ending comes a new beginning, a beginning of a new stage of life. This new beginning requires new decisions on the direction of your life. And decisions this big can be quite challenging even under normal circumstances, but especially in a situation like this. It's clear, Corona, it will end at some time. But regardless of when it ends, the world will not be the same after Corona. We will see fundamental changes. We're seeing already a huge push for digitization. We will rethink globalization and supply chains. Social togetherness will be different, and the way we work and the way we travel. As uncertain as these times might be, they are also an incredible opportunity for your generation. You don't have to accept what was considered normal before. You don't have to accept the world as it is. You can make it into the world as it should be. You can create a new normal. Make it a better normal.